Hey, it's another one of those "this is the problem with your generation" videos, so stick around. Because I know you like it.
A better you starts today.
Sydney, Adelaide and Perth, guess what? I'm coming to your town with my live show. If you don't see it, you'll regret it. You'll never know very niche, obscure history. You do, every time I do one of these videos. He's right, we are a piece of shit. Anyway, time to continue doing exactly what he said not to do. So, let's do another one of those, shall we? This time, I really do want to point out something about you Zoomers. Your hair is annoying. Have I ever said that before? But I also want to be saying something else about you. You are very zitty, but that'll probably clean up by the time that you're 30. There's something else that I want to point out about you. You ready? I hate your gut. No, look, I don't. I actually do like your generation a lot. Some parts of it really piss me off. I think the endless undertone of anxiety of like, I'm going to get cancelled, like that does annoy me. But other than that, you are pretty damn good. You're pretty damn good. A lot of it just comes down to this like insecurity and this whole thing of like, society like sucks and we're the first generation to have ever pointed that out before. That sucks as well. Look, I'm sorry. Look, I'll try and say something nice about you. I like the fact that you're worldly. But see, even that pisses me off because you're negative about it. Look, okay, here's how you won't piss me off. Here's how you won't piss me off, Gen Z. Here's how you won't piss me off. I honestly think it's about an attitude perspective change. Perspective change. That's what I think you should do. You should have a perspective change. And how do you do this perspective change? I think, generally, now, we know this from the psychology of any generation that grew up with their phones. They have scattered attention. We all know that, don't we? We should. You probably don't know that, do you? Because your attention's scattered and you've already clicked off. Oh, poor me. But also, what it does is constantly put you in this state of wanting more, just clicking around, hungry for more, more, constantly. The suffering of more, which is a modern gripe, not perspective. Well, it is a perspective as well. Probably should have just changed with that, or use my brand new word, perspective. But any of those words does fit, but gripe is probably the best one, which is that when you live in the modern world, when things are just so good that you could probably go your entire life without even being mugged if you're sensible and don't live in Brazil. There's probably that in your life now. Like, life is too good. And as a result of that, you have this endless sense of entitlement that like, well, you know, I've just been looking on my phone all day and I saw that this girl has a boob job and is on a yacht. And I, as a man, am very jealous of that boob job. You know, like that is the thingy that thingies. That's the disease of the modern age. It's just this thing of like, but they have it. It's very childlike, 5-year-old psychology. But they have a yacht. Why don't I have a yacht? Even though I don't know the first thing about yachts and don't like sailing. They have one, not me. And so what it does is create a culture of whinging. And you can see this in our body politic. You can see it on the fact that like the disillusion of mainstream parties, everyone's always sitting there being like, yo, that's so cool. It's not cool at all. What it just shows is that the society is becoming more narcissistic. And that whoever like appeals to their stupid little understanding of how society should work without like any experience in governing whatsoever, without any idea of what the government actually does, whoever appeals to that stupid mentality, like, dude, I just saw Max Shalavatha. You should listen to his tweets. They're so bad. But like one of his tweets that he just put up the other day was like, Commonwealth Bank makes like $9 billion a year, and we're the radical ones for saying that you should like freeze rent and freeze mortgages. Yes, that is extremely radical. That is a psycho-radical thing to say. Yes. And if you don't understand why, then maybe you shouldn't be telling dumbass people that is not radical. That is fucking insane. Sorry, anyway, but like, you know, the same thing when you see Pauline Hanson all the time just being like, just cut migration tomorrow. But it's like, what? This is the only thing that's keeping us out of a recession, you dunce. We don't have a manufacturing industry anymore because Liberals didn't invest in it for the last 30 years. Just cut migrants tomorrow. It's so dumb. But these are the people that keep eating and eking out bigger and bigger portions of the population because there is this endless feeling of entitlement and narcissism that like, I know more and I deserve more than I should have. And this is like honestly eroding the democratic functions of society. There is no trust that is created in the rest of the world. And what does this mentality all boil down to, really? Like all of this societal sickness that you and I definitely victims of. We're not victims of it. We just are that. We are just like ungrateful little pigworms, right? We are. I am too. We are. What is the way that you get out of that? Well, there is a very, very interesting psychological comparison that I think Wayne Dyer used to always talk about of like a no limits person. Now, I want you to write these down. This is what you should write down first. 1, you sign up to Jordan Shanks, you get 3 videos a week more. You sign up to Jordan Shanks, you get 3 videos a week more of me telling you very important things that you should be paying attention to and implementing in your life. This is the bad stuff. The good stuff is behind the paywall. Sign up. That's where you get unlimited spiritual gains. And then on top of that, the fact is like, dude, I'm sorry, but there is not a better investment than self-help. There just isn't. Anybody that says otherwise is a f***ing idiot. They're just wrong. They are wrong. There is nothing more that you can do with your time than trying to improve your mind, how it sees the world, and being able to retain more information about how it works. Like, that is the core of self-help. But anyway, we'll go back to it now, right? So sign up. You're an idiot if you don't. Now, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. You should write the difference down. The difference in life between somebody who is going to be quite successful in life, by the way, will be quite successful in life anyway. They don't complain. Don't you think that there is a one-to-one constantly where you see all of these immigrants that come to Australia from specific cultures? We're talking Vietnam, very successful when they come here. Thailand, similar. A lot of Southeast Asia, a lot of Asia. There's some Caribbean islands that have similar ethoses for whatever reason. But the point is, they come here, usually it is linked to Buddhism, and over and over again, you see the stats. It doesn't matter where Vietnamese migrants go, they always rise to the top of society within like 1 or 2 generations. Why is that? Well, their parents, who can't speak English, basically can just say like, hello, handsome, you want roll? You won't roll? They're happy to do it. They're very, very happy that they don't have to be, you know, sometimes voluntarily eating dogs, but also just eating dogs because there's nothing else to eat. They are very happy to be here for that. They have the mindset. There's other countries that are poor that come here and then they just, you know, shit on the ashes and get on the dole. But they generally don't. Generally, they set up a bunch of small businesses and then they force their children into misery to become doctors and lawyers. But the point is that they are an extremely successful culture, and it does boil down to the Buddhist concept of there isn't this suffering in their mind all the time, which you are absolutely guilty of, Gen Z. Absolutely guilty of. This, but they have that, and I don't have that. There's that mentality, but there is also this mentality of endlessly complaining and whinging. And when you are endlessly complaining and whinging, you can sit there and be like, but it is justified. I don't have that. That's one way of looking at it. But the other way of looking at it, and I want you to write this perspective down, which is what you are doing right now, you're not getting that time back. What you are doing right now, you are not getting the time back. Now, if you are a long subscriber to this channel, that's why I'm always saying, here's why you should be using your time more wisely. That is a more Western perspective of things. What is a more Eastern perspective of things? And the thing is that these are not incompatible. The great thing about self-help is a bunch of incompatible ideas are not incompatible because your entire life is just a walking contradiction. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I like lime cola. Ugh. See, that's one example. Gotcha. The other one is that if you are in this perpetual state of there's something outside that I want that I don't have, it's not fair that I don't have it, that's internal suffering. That is internal suffering. Now, here's the thing that you really need to understand about all of that, which is it is weakening. It is very weakening. I know, because I'm in politics. Not in politics. I comment on politics. I sit there and say that everyone else is doing it is wrong and I'd be way better if I was in that situation. That's what I do for a living. The real work. And as a result of that, but it's just like living in that political sphere, I do endlessly feel sorry for politicians because there is just, your entire life is fighting. That's it, just constantly. You bastard. And I get the same thing. And I tell you, when I wake up in the morning and I'm sitting there just being like, bastards, can't believe that they did this, stupid fucking Mac. Like, when that happens, I am disempowered for the day. I am disempowered for the day. When I wake up in the morning and I'm grateful that I've got like a bed, that's pretty sick. And it usually has clean sheets. That's also a bonus. The pillow's usually dirty for, I think you can guess why. But normally, pretty good. That's mad. And then I go through my life just thinking about how appreciative I am of everything. What happens? You start getting empowered. This is the whole thing. You have been conditioned to think that like whinging and whining and talking about how unfair everything is, you're conditioned to think that that is like a powerful perspective in life. It is not. It is generally, like, you can just feel it physically when you are complaining about something. Even when you're just, like, not looking forward to the next event. Oh, I can't believe I have to go see my auntie. I hate seeing my auntie so much. I can't believe. You're just dragging, you're putting your shoes on. This is unfair as well. She's not even dying and I have to see her. Why can't I just see her when she dies? But then going to a funeral is going to be annoying as well. She lives half an hour away. All of that, there is resistance that is happening between you and reality. There is resistance between you and reality. Let's go with the classic example of going into the beach. I don't want to go to the beach. I'm going to get all cold when I go into the water. As soon as I get in the cold water, then I'll be cold. And then as soon as you're in the water, you're like, yay. But that period before of like not going into water, classic example of resistance. Now that is you in virtually everything that you are doing. If you are complaining, if you have this like this mindset of the it's not fair mindset, that is happening to everything that is happening. Everything that is happening to you right now, there is this idea of it could be better. I want to get to somewhere else. Where I am right now is bad. Can you see how disempowering that is? The alternative perspective to this is that you are never going to have this time back, regardless of what it is. Might as well enjoy it. Now, I want you to do this next time. Say you've got to go to the dentist and you can feel them drilling into your tooth, being like, "Eh." You can sit there and be like, yeah, nice. Yeah, that's real good. Make sure you get in there deep. Clean it all up. You can enjoy pain. That is possible. Why? Because you're kind of just consumed in what is happening around you, and you're kind of just absorbing what is in front of you. What is. Whatever is happening. Right now, you can be enjoying. That is possible for you to do. It's purely just the perspective shift of, wow, this is a unique moment of life. The Japanese talk about this all the time. Japanese talk about the whole thing, which is that like every moment of your life is unique, and every moment of your life that is unique can be appreciated, which means that if you are genuinely focusing on the moment now, you can be appreciative of it. Now, why do you want to be doing that? Because if your life is made up of those beautiful moments, if your life is made up of a bunch of those moments where you are actually enjoying and absorbed in the moment, and you are looking at it for its uniqueness of now, what happens? You are absorbing what is around you more. First off, you're just enjoying your life. This is the secret to life. Sorry, but your life is going to be filled with a bunch of boring, tedious tasks. So you can enjoy those boring, tedious tasks. You can find it really fun to do. That is possible. But the other thing that it does is it means that because you are absorbed in that moment, it means that you are drawing lessons from it. You are storing things for the future. Now, I'm going to sneeze, so I'm going to stop this video. Thanks for listening. Oh, no.